get started on Unit Standard 25704 Task 2. My measurements are different those in the assessment, but the principles of doing this radial line drawing and developing this cone out on a flat piece of metal in preparation for rolling up will be exactly the same. You just have to change the dimensions to suit yourself. Your finished drawing will look something like this. Okay, so we'll work towards this. I'll show you how to do it step by step. Now, as you can see, the dimensions on here are much larger than it'll fit on a piece of A3 paper. So I've had to scale mine down. I've scaled mine down 1 to 5, and I've done my calculations here. So I've taken my vertical height, my small diameter, my large diameter, and I've converted them here. And what I'm going to do now is basically produce this view accurately in drawing instruments on my paper to start the development. You're going to need an assortment of drawing instruments, a couple of set squares, some pretty good compasses. You don't need a flash set like this, but you need something better than the old school one with the pencil jammed in the side, okay, because accuracy is the key here. Let's get started. So I'll start off by drawing the elevation and the plan views. Okay, my base is 64 wide and the top is 36 wide, and I have a vertical height of 104. So let's put the base in, throw in a center line, and I'm going to have to take this all the way up to the top of the page because we need to find the apex of our cone. So we're using radial line, and you can only use radial line where you can establish the apex for your cone. Measure up that line 104. Draw a horizontal line, and I need now to work out the width of my base, which is 64, so that is 32 either side. Now the best way to do that is to use a compass. A good trick is always, as sometimes, is to work backwards as well. That way you don't end up filling up your zero line with the whole pile of holes. So I've got 32 there. Mark it from the center point at the base, and I need at the top, we've established the height, and I need 36. Half of 36 is 18, and I'll put that in, mark those 2 points on there, and I will join those up. And where they meet at the very top here should be the apex. As I said, the apex is important. So here we have our cone. I can draw that in. And anywhere now on that center line, I have to draw the plan view. I'll just throw a horizontal line in here. My large radius, draw my circle. And my small radius, and draw another circle. Hopefully this is dark enough for you to see. So see there we have our two circles representing the base diameter and the top diameter. Now we can accomplish what we're doing with just this view here. This view is not 100% necessary, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. There's two ways. So we're going to take that same circle and we're going to put it down the bottom. Now we have to divide our circle into 12 equal parts. So I've drawn a half circle down the bottom here. As you can see, it comes over my title block, and I'm going to divide that into that half circle into 6 pieces. And I can use my 30-60 by coming from the center out. And doing this, and I'm going to do the same on this one. And I've successfully divided my circles into, in this case, 12 pieces. This bottom one's 6. We can check that with our compass, and just keeping it at the same radius as what we did the large circle with. We can just step things off like this, and as you can see, the points are in exactly the same place. Now we can use either of these circles, so we can use the top one, and what we want to do is bring these points down to this line here, vertically down. So I can use this method. So if we don't draw this top view in, we can get away with this half circle down the bottom here. And simply I'll just take those points vertically up, and as we can see, they meet in exactly the same spot as the top one. So those are your two methods of determining these points on the base. Now what we do is, because we have an apex, as I said, this is the radial line method, radial line. And to use this method, we must be able to identify the apex. So let's bring that all the way from the apex down to this baseline. Now, this method is not absolutely required for this, because these are cut straight. We really don't need these, but it's a good exercise for us to do in preparation for our truncated cones that are coming up in future assessments. Now we have to draw arcs from the apex to this point here and this point here. Now if we get our compass, obviously our compass isn't long enough. Now I've got a really flash set here, and I can put extensions in and make my compass long enough. Now you may not have that, but you're an engineer and you're jam-packed full of ingenuity. And what I've done is I have just simply drilled a hole in my plastic ruler here. So by being a resourceful engineer and coming up with ways of doing things, I can get a compass point, put that in the hole at the apex, put this bottom hole on the corner of my drawing, and just simply swing a line around. And I can do the same at this point here and swing my arc up there. Okay, that is simply done by drilling two holes from here to here, here to here, to be able to draw these arcs. Using maths formula from previous assessments, we can work out the mean diameter of this base, and we're going to place it along here. So having done my maths, I've worked out how long it is going to be around that arc, and I'm simply going to draw a line down here. Now, for drawing purposes, we take 1/12 of the circle with our compass. Now, that in essence is a straight line, so will not be accurate. What you need to do is do the maths and find out exactly what that is, and set your compass at a slightly greater length to take into account the curvature of the metal. And what we do is we just simply, from our starting point here, using the baseline, step off 12 sections. So once we've stepped off our 12 parts, we'll just join the last one to the apex. And this area in here is our pattern. If we cut this out and roll it up, it will be a 3D image of this. Now, for the purposes of the assessment, you can take each of these points to the apex and just draw some dotted lines in. This will show the assessor that you know what you're talking about, and it's a very handy method to understand for when we do truncated cones using the radial line method. So all of these points on the baseline go to the apex. You'll notice that we haven't done any measuring of the top radius or the top diameter, because that is actually governed by the base and the apex. We can now draw in the outline of our pattern. So there we have it. That is the finished drawing for the assessment 25704 task 2 round to round cone transition. Now, as I said, you didn't need to draw the circle at the top here, but it's a good practice for when we get into the truncated cones and bits and pieces like that. You could have got away with just using this piece at the bottom. What we simply are trying to do is identify these points on the base. So what we know is we know the vertical height, we know the diameter of the base, and we know the diameter of the top. So by joining these 2 points and taking them to a vanishing point up here, or the apex as we call it, apex, we can use a radial line method to produce this. We have the pattern ready for cutting out and rolling up. Thank you very much for watching.